Much for coming in today. I know we spoke briefly, but I want to give you a little bit more of a formal interview. So let's start. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a senior in college. Looking for something to do after I graduate. Don't really know what exactly that is. I know I have a lot of experience working with children, so I'm definitely thinking about going into something with that. But just a little something to help me out after I graduate.
Okay. Can you tell me why you think that most children need a caretaker?
Honestly, these days I feel like parents are not on purpose neglecting their children. I just feel like they're trying to get better and better jobs, and that requires them to be out of the house a lot more. And so somebody needs to take care of your children, and especially if they're if they're too young for school, then somebody needs to take care of them.
Do you have any experience with caretaking?
I've worked at a day camp for 5 years, so I mean I would assimilate that with the same being the same thing. Just because you're at a day camp, it's summer, and you have to take care of, like, the parents aren't there. But I don't have really much of a one-on-one experience except for babysitting my own cousins. But I do have, like, as a group, I camp, we have like 28 kids.
Okay. How do you handle discipline issues with children?
I always say that it depends on the parents and how they discipline their child, because I would never want to step on their toes. But I know there are parents who don't actually really discipline their children, and I feel that they should be. So when your child does something wrong, there should be some kind of punishment, whether they can't watch TV or play a video game. And I also do believe that when they do something right, that they should also be rewarded as well.
Awesome. What do you like about childcare? What do you like about children in general?
I always believe that children are our future, because that's the truth. They're going to grow up and be what we raised them to be. And as I said before, somebody has to take care of them. And if it's not the parents, then, it needs to be somebody who can be mature and responsible and raise them how, I would raise other people's children, the way I would want to raise my own children, which is the same way it's a whole generation thing, the way I was raised, to grow up and try to make a difference in people's lives.
Okay. And what activities do you enjoy doing with children?
I love to color. I think it's so relaxing, and it helps me de-stress, especially during finals week when I'm trying to, cram everything in, and I just need 5 minutes and I color and I just feel good. So that's arts and crafts are my favorite. Playing games outside. I grew up playing kickball in the backyard. Just keeping them active, I think that's really important.
And my last question is, what special skills or interests do you think you can offer children?
Well, depending on what age they are, for school, I'm not really much of a high school, education person, but if you're in 2nd grade, I could do 2nd grade math and help you with your homework. I actually interned at a Montessori day school, and so they teach them a lot about life lessons, such as washing the dishes, cleaning up after yourselves, and I would definitely take some of what I learned from them into this as well, so that's important for them growing up. It's not something parents think to teach their children at the age of 3 of how to sweep up broken glass, but it's dangerous. I know how that sounds, but when there's a little like crumbs on the floor and something that they need to sweep up, I think that's important for them to know and start learning.
Okay, really good. Do you have any questions for me?
Not really. I am just curious about, I know we briefly spoke about the hours. Could you just reiterate that for me?
Sure. The hours would be every day there's 2 different options. You could do in the morning before kids go to school, so like get them ready, do all of that. So that would be from like 7:30 to getting them to school, so it just depends. Or there's after school, so whatever time they get done with school, till about 5 or 6, depending on the parents.
Alright. Do I have to make that decision now?
You'll hear from us by the end of the week, and then from there we could go further.
Alright, perfect. Thank you so much.
No problem.